Hi, and you're Judith,
I'm Judith.
and I'm Oscar, as you know. So I'm going to ask her some tough questions
Okay.
regarding, you can see a background where I'm actually. So, death. What do you
Yes.
think about death?
I think death is just another phase of our soul's evolution. I have had a taste of death. I was in a major car crash. It was a miracle that I survived because the car was obliterated. And I saw the light. I felt the radiation. I felt the bliss, such as I've never felt in my entire life. And there is nothing to fear in death. And when it comes, it comes. I am very grateful for every single day, and I make the most of it. But death is just a transition. I believe in reality, time doesn't exist except on Earth. And we have had many embodiments on Earth. Maybe we've had embodiments elsewhere. But we are here for one purpose, and that is to learn, and in particular, to learn to make our souls more loving and caring and positive. And that, in simplest form, is what life is about.
So, do you believe there's a life after death?
Yes, and it can take many different forms. You could come back in human form.
Interesting.
I have a great sense that I have been here before. And I have no idea what awaits me this time. Ultimately, what you want to do is ascend like all of the great people like Jesus, who have fulfilled their purpose of life on earth and have gone to another realm. Now there are bodhisattvas like Kuan Yin who have so much compassion that they want to be close to humanity and help us and guide us to fulfill our mission to become more divine. And
Okay.
I believe we all have that spark of divinity in us.
Okay. So, you said about Jesus. So you believe this life after death, whatever things out there, is actually based on religion, like Jesus or Bible, Quran, Torah, Bhagavad Gita, whatever you name it. Is it based on religion? That's what you're believing it, or
No,
is
it's
that
not.
your?
It's not based on religion.
Okay.
It's related to your relationship with the divine, in
Okay.
whatever form you choose to express that. The principles are all the same. Love is love, no matter what your religion, your race, your creed. That is what we are here to do: is to be more love.
Okay. And so, do you think we will definitely be born after we die, somewhere else in the universe?
It's different for every person, and I have no idea. I have not been totally through that experience. I've seen videos of people who have, and who had the choice to stay or to come back, and they chose to come back so that they could tell us what they experienced. And, we have to go through a process of being responsible for all the choices that we make, and that happens once we depart this physical body.
Okay. So, if I have to ask you, we know the future, whatever you're actually saying that we know that life after death, whatever will happen, we will be born. But if I have to ask you, where were you 100 years ago? The past.
I'm quite
we know the future.
Yes.
What about your past?
I'm quite certain I was in France.
You were in France?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know that?
Because there is a notable person in France from that era whom I resemble physically. A lot of my personality and my interests and my work resemble what she did. and I just feel a real kinship with her. I have, from a very early age, loved the French language. It's like music to me. I love the French culture, but I was raised in an Anglo family in Canada, and I was a bit of an anomaly in my family because I had such a passion for French.
Okay, so that's very interesting. So we basically that we actually create a lot of things and emotion connections with divine and religion, whatever you name it. In science is actually we don't believe soul, spirit, and religion or God, whatever, because it's not a fact. It's just, there's no evidence. So we human beings are actually creating these, I'm not saying you, unnecessary things into our mind, head. There's a spirit, soul, and there's ghost, and there's life after death. Actually, if you think very clinically, critically, and logically, it all doesn't make sense for me. It's just, we are just pop up on this universe. We have no idea there's life out of the solar system or any other universe or whatever. We don't know. So the point is, my explanation is, why don't we say that we don't know? If you say that we don't know, we would like to know more. We will say, I don't know, let's find out. The point is that we will say that we know 100%. I think it's a crime against humanity. It's just like a religions, like Jesus says that there's a life after this, there's paradise, God, Allah, Muhammad, Jesus. These are actually, it's all man-made things. Whatever you have it right now, it's all man-made. Whatever we have it, I think we don't know. So we like to find out things.
Well,
that's the point. We want to know what's going on.
There's intellectual knowing, and then there's spiritual knowing, inner knowing.
Inner knowing, yeah.
Yes, and not everybody understands and believes that, and that's fine. I have no difficulty with people who believe differently than I do, but I am, from all of the evidence that I have seen and heard, I am convinced. Now, there's more that I don't know about it than I do know, but I have felt it, I have seen it, and been touched by it, and I wasn't on any drugs or alcohol or anything. It was early evening, so I know what happened in that experience, and nothing since then, decades ago, has convinced me otherwise. And so it's up to each of us to decide what we believe in and what we don't.
Interesting. Well, yeah, that was very interesting subject we talked. Thank you very much, Judith.
My pleasure.
To enjoy the conversation. Yeah, I like to ask people, what are they actually thinking about life after death. So whenever I come to the cemetery, all the time it actually gives me peaceful. I talked to some of my friends, and they told me that I'm crazy because you're going to the cemetery. You think you're going to get peace of mind? No, because it's their life, the way they think. I think I find it peaceful when I come to the cemetery.
I agree.
Yeah,
it is peaceful.
It's very peaceful. Thank you very much, Judith. See you later again.